Hi, I'm Child of Bones, and I just wanted to talk today a little bit about the playfulness of the universe, the playfulness of working with magic with some of the gods. So usually when I think about conversations with other magical practitioners, play doesn't normally come into the use of the word play isn't really on the main vocabulary, if you like, of magic. I'm thinking though that sometimes having a bit of a lightness with power is a nice way to assimilate the workings, especially when you're tapping power that's primal and quite raw, and it's not about turning it childlike. It's not about being lacking responsibility or being silly or irresponsible with power. I think it's about actually wearing it a bit lightly, in the sense that I think sometimes when we tap power it's easy to get really drunk on it. That's what I find. Now other people, I can only speak for myself. On these Child of Bones videos I don't speak for anybody else. You can't as a witch, I don't think, especially as a freestyling witch like myself. I'm eclectic and I just kind of snowballed, and so what I do is I take what works and what doesn't I leave behind. And so I often have different styles and traditions from different cultures I've picked up and worked with and taught of shamans and other witches in other communities. So my style will never be replicated by anyone else, and anyone else's style parts may be found in my practice, but you know, not the whole body. I belong to no group or coven or creed, and have no creed other than my own, so it's not a shared creed. So therefore that's why I can only speak for myself. So I find that some of the powers, especially of the dark Mother Goddess, but also, no, maybe that's not right, because I find the red Mother Goddess this different but yet the same, the sensation of being drunk, although hers often feels like being drunk on champagne, but it's harder to sober up, I find. Anyway, so the powers and the manifestation of gods, so the intensity, you know, our own ancestral lineage perhaps, our own culture, our personalities, our characters, how we've been trained, what style we're using, who we're tapping, what power's available to us, what emotional state we're in, what physical health we're in. All these things, I believe, are indicators, and also perhaps act as a screening process of how we perceive the power that comes to us. So I think that there's always going to be common ground and modalities where we can say, hey, yeah, that I find that when I work with the goddess Morrigan, or I find that when I work with Mother Mary, or I found that, you know, with Pan. Of course, because the God pervades our reality when we tap power. And so I still think though, like any human to human, our relationship though between each other and as a magical practitioner to a god is very deeply personal, and can be, you know, unique in the sense that there may be similarities with other witches that honour the same gods or goddesses, but I think our experience is unique because of the configuration that makes up our soul, that makes up our perceptions as individual characters. And so I'm learning, and I'm open at the moment to what I've been experiencing as what I believe is a really playful universe, and it's really joyous and it's lovely and it's expansive. And the gods, my relationship with the gods have always been quite humorous, but I never put it in a... I never really compartmentalized it in thinking that they were playful. I think I thought, you know, during intense connection or trance work, that it was heady and it felt like a really heavy drunk energy, and it was intense, and they would crack the wisest jokes. It was so hilarious and funny, but I guess they were trying to lighten me. I always saw that they were trying to actually lift me. What I never realised over the years was where I'm at right now, is I see actually that they've always been quite playful with me, that my relationship with the gods, I mean, in no way anything, I think, disrespectful in what I'm saying, and because I think that it is individual, isn't it? Like I was saying, it is an individual relationship with similarities, and also it's like how we perceive the world and the universe. And I'm really enjoying seeing that what could saturate my soul and my being with just intensity and the God forms and their power that emanates off them. I mean, just having a touch of that or a brush of that, and then, you know, the sense of humour that just lifts and expands and enables me, my consciousness, to open in the laughter or in the joy and the giggling to take in more. And this can be gods of war, and the funniest, humorous deity. I think there's two really that just crack me up, and have cracked me up in times where I felt like I would break because the power was so immense at times, or the transformation, have been the Black Widow, spider presence, and the goddess Morrigan. You know, just hilarious, absolutely hilarious, dark humour, just absolutely dark. So I think it's really lovely, and I'm really enjoying the journey. I always enjoy the journey in magic, but I'm seeing the relevance of play in the universe, and also in my personal life I'm seeing the benefits of actually having a lot of joy, a lot of laughter, and how much that opens up your life, how much putting it as a priority, that actually, you know, the happier you get, the more joy that you have, that fills your soul, that fills your day. Everything flows anyway, doesn't it? It's incredible, and I really recommend laughter yoga. It's kind of, you know, it's got this sort of like silly nonsense about it, but it really is amazing how you really do drop the mind. And who knew, who knew that, you know, when you really laugh, you have no mind, you can't actually think, you're just laughing. It's beautiful. So that's what I wanted to speak about today.